think we're heading towards a consolidation point in the market where there's just going to be a fewer amount of large players?
Yes and no at the same time. I think yes, if you're thinking about acquirer with bolt-on gateway and is not, again, not naming any names, not doing enough to innovate, but has built up a very large moat because they hold multiple licenses. They have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 year agreements with people. And it's very hard to sort of operate certain businesses at scale. Yes, in that area. However, in terms of sort of incumbents, I think there's still a lot of space there for, those ongoing improvements, to experience, just being able to work with somebody who's kind of, more friendly. I genuinely believe we've picked up a lot of our business just because, we've been willing to sort of sit down with somebody and explain IC++.
It's an interesting one because there definitely has been consolidation happening in the market, but I also feel like payments is just, PSD3 might change it slightly with like how easy it is to come into the industry, but we have such strong innovation track record in the payments industry, and because we're servicing the global movement of money and consumers always wanting that to be better, quicker, faster, like we talked about, right? There's always someone new coming in, and stablecoins has been the latest hype in the last couple of years. But I mean, stablecoins are getting to a point where they are solving real problems that we've had in the traditional banking ecosystem now, right? Like it comes in as a hype train. Oh, it's in high risk, it's in crypto, it's in gaming, and it's like, okay, yeah, but a lot of stuff started in gaming that then got applied to other spaces. 100%. I mean, gambling companies were the first merchants orchestrating, right? Like properly orchestrating between multiple PSPs and acquirers, right? So in many ways, them and airlines and the like should kind of be like the incubators of a lot of stuff that gets rolled out into mainstream payments. But I think there is still lots of window of opportunity for new entrants to the market. That's my personal opinion. But
I completely agree with you. And I think one of the things that people always kind of overlook is the times that we're talking about here, So, sure, I had a little bit of a moan at the start, didn't I, about open banking, which is probably a little bit unfair.
I think a lot of people that have been on the podcast have called open banking out as, I think, like something that they're frustrated because they've seen the potential, but it hasn't got to where it's supposed to get to as quickly as it should have done.
It's an internal thing. Yeah, no, 100%. I think a lot of people with technology just in general, they go, because, you and I, it's very new to discuss something like PSD3 and, why can't we do this, this, and this? Because we have those conversations with merchants, and usually that, a lot of the time we're having those conversations so they want to be on the cutting edge of something. And so that naturally happens. But there's always sort of that 10% kind of, there's 10% of people that really want the really fancy, trendy clothes. But then you actually have 80% of the market or 80, 90% of the market that aren't that interested in being the first person to have Apple Pay. Yeah. I'm a bit of a loser. I thought that was cool. Back in 2015, I wanted to be the person
I thought you were going to say you don't
HSBC.
use Apple Pay, considering you told me you like the PayPal checkout experience earlier. So
no, but talking of PayPal, my dad swears by it, and
isn't it funny though?
Won't pay any other way.
But I think there's like PayPal was always like the young kid, cool hipster eBay thing, and now it's ended up in many ways as like there's an older generation that trusts that PayPal badge and logo. They liked. I think it's the eBaying generation though, like the hardcore eBayers that have been buying and selling on there for a long time. Yeah. Like they just have this love for PayPal. It's very big in Europe still as well, right? I mean, it's
Northern Germany,
yeah.
Northern Europe, sorry. Yeah.
I was going to ask you as kind of one of the final questions before we get into our end segment that I think I might know what your answer might be, because you rolled your eyes at this a little bit earlier when I mentioned it. But what do you think the most overhyped thing in payments is right now?
This is that one question, and I've watched your podcast before, and it's like, who do we what do we throw under the bus almost? And it's like, oh, I don't want to answer. I think hype is I think we probably get too excited in our little payments world over, oh, we've done a big Series A, B, and unfortunately we haven't seen enough Series A's, B's, C's that have really come to fruition, that then become listed, that then have, these incredible sort of exit scenarios, journeys.
Yeah.
So like, I think there has been too much hype. That hype has cooled down the last 2 years. So this is more of a 5 year probably moan that I'm having. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we are culpable of overhyping that. I think, in my newsletter I do weekly, obviously call out fintech news that's happened, payments news, and I haven't been short on finding Series A's and B's and C's over the last 2 years that I've been doing that newsletter. Like, there's one in there every single week, right? Like, there is a lot of investment going on. But when I think back and I'm like, okay, but how many of them have then gone on to the next raise? And look how long it took Klarna to actually list, right? And I know they were waiting for the right time, but
and then look at the stock price.
Yeah, it is interesting. But that was an overhyped question. That was not the shelf of shame. So I'm going to come back to you for the final part of our show, which is the shelf of shame. So this is where you nominate something to banish forever from the worlds of, it can be payments, it can be fintech, it can be business leadership, something that really grinds your gears, and you get to banish forever.
Any salesperson using flying terminology.
Okay.
We need to land the plane.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Do we?
Do we need to land the plane?
Do we need to land the plane?
I've never heard that before. Is that a thing?
I've been hearing it weirdly over the last 2-3 months, like analogies of
that's awful.
around flying.
Oh God.
Related to sales.
Yeah, that can definitely go on the shelf of shame.
Because we're definitely not pilots.
Yeah, and we could probably make a whole list of things that salespeople say that should go on the shelf, but no, I like that. Okay, interesting. So look, it's been a really great conversation, and I just want to ask where people can get in touch, find out more about yourself, PayModum. How do they contact you?
Yeah, absolutely. We're most active probably on LinkedIn, so updates there. You'll find us obviously under PayModum there. On the internet, it's just paymodum.com. So it's paymodum.com.
Not .xyz.
Yeah, or some of the other.
We had another guest on the other day that said that they went with XYZ and they're actually changing it because 60% of their emails go into spam across the whole business.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So word of warning for anyone else.
There's some very creative things that you can do on that domain side, though.
Yeah.
Like where you can, probably not good for email campaigns, but trying to place slightly differently in your SEO and catching. Yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff you can do there.
I think .io might be better though than .xyz.
We've got a .io as well, but
it's just there waiting for the moment, waiting for its time.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with .com now is it's virtually impossible to find a .com domain. So everyone's been forced elsewhere because they simply refuse to pay these people who sit on these domains and don't use them for anything, which is a completely unregulated space. And there's a lot of people that have made a lot of money just simply buying domains.
It's the next one the regulators are coming for. Well... We'll see. So, Jake, amazing conversation. Thanks for joining us on the Payment Shed today. And take care. See you soon.
Thank you.